everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple, and today I am building, it's kind of hard to explain, I guess, a modern cottage. Basically, I am building an idea of if somebody took an old abandoned like stone cottage and like modernized it, kind of type thing, you know. Oh my gosh, but if you're interested in it, whatever this is, you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. Credit to Haley or Hailstorm for giving me the name Modern Cottage, because I asked on Twitter and because I had no idea what to call this. Basically, I got the idea a long time ago. I don't even remember which TLC show it was. I watched one where it was like, I don't even know if it some TV show where they had taken basically the like ruins of an old like island like cottage, like maybe a Scottish or like an Irish island or something, probably Scottish, and they built a house within the ruins. And so there were a whole bunch of like glass paneling so you could see the old brick, and it like helped to keep the new building shielded from the elements. And I always thought that was really cool. And so I always wanted to rebuild it in The Sims. I even tried it one time and then just didn't like what I came up with. And then I saw this house on Pinterest, and I'm building it pretty much verbatim. Well, not really. From the front, kind of. And it was like really similar to that kind of idea that I wanted to do. And I really liked it because I've never done a house of this sort of shape before. It's really not how I usually do things. And so I really liked it. I struggled a little bit with the roofing, if only because for some reason the roofing has been clipping lately. Even the roofing of same slopes, it's still clipping for some reason, and I'm not sure why. I just know I don't appreciate it, and if the Sims team could calm down, that'd be great. Thanks. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it's not super noticeable unless you're me and you're like looking for clipping, because like I hate clipping. It's such a passion. Usually. Sometimes I will let it slide, but don't like it. Basically. But I did build this one on stream. I think I still managed to lose a little bit of footage. Nothing too major, though. And I also edited out some stuff because I didn't want you guys sitting here for ages. It was so funny. I was streaming today, and somebody said something along the lines of, wow, I never realized how, like, painful this is in regards to, like, my landscaping or something. She's like, your YouTube videos make it seem so effortless. And I'm just like, now you know the secrets. Because, yeah, these builds take me a really long time. I do a lot of finagling, a lot of fiddling. A lot of stuff does get cut. A lot of indecisiveness. So, like, if you ever think that I get things right on the first try, that's because I'm a damn liar. I do not. I just like to edit it down. Because in the immortal words of my mother, that's just not interesting to watch. Because once I told her, like, oh, well, I edit out a lot of such and such stuff. She's like, well, yeah, it's because that's not interesting to watch. And for some reason, it was just a moment where I just really appreciated and loved my mother for the person that she is. I should have more of those moments than I do. I love my mother, but sometimes. Anyways, this has gotten off on a really weird, like, track, and so you're welcome for the entertainment. Whew. But yeah, so I had no idea what to name this thing because I have a hard time even describing what it is. Still trying to describe it. It's already been described in enough terms that you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from, so I need to stop trying to describe it because it's where it's at. But yeah, I am excited because I got to use that new flooring that kind of technically new. It was part of that whole set of objects, kind of like the newspaper wallpaper. That sounded funny. But it's like that whole, and like some of the tiles that we got that just like were in an update and they didn't announce them and they don't have any sort of descriptions and some of them don't even have names. It's bizarre that the Sims team just suddenly decided, you know, we should give this to them, but we're not going to like snazzy them up or anything. We're just going to give them to us. And I'm okay with that. I don't read the descriptions anyways, like at all. Ever. I almost never even read the names of them. I just see the object and I pick it. Like some people, when they get the new update, they have a really fun time going through and reading all the little descriptions and stuff. And like, I almost envy those people because that sounds like kind of like fun, but I just never am compelled to. I just don't even think of it. I'm just like, look at these swatches. And then I move on with my life. I put down the object. I'm done. I'm out. Are any of you guys one of those people who really like to read the descriptions? Do any of you have a favorite one? I think the only one that I really like is just the name Wicker Whims. So, you know. But anyways, I was so excited to get to use some of these windows and doors that we got ages ago and get together. Just like the sort of triangular windows. Those are fun. And also that front door. I love that front door. Oh, and a lot of people ask me what my favorite pack is. And for building, I think Get Together is my favorite pack. I'm always reaching for it for a lot of modern things and for a lot of not modern things. I think it was the most varied and versatile of any of the packs, stuff, expansion, or game, or otherwise. So, anyways, that's the new flooring. You can see it there. I struggled a little bit with the layout of the kitchen of this just because there's such an open floor plan in the beginning. And I think, did I give up? Am I giving up now? Am I going to landscaping just to spite my own self? Probably. But I ended up sectioning off the interior space, and that really helped out instead of trying to build along one flat wall. But I guess I'm doing landscaping now. And you know, I built this house. I watched back the footage as I was editing it, took notes of what to talk about, and yet I still have no idea what's happening, so that's fun. But I built like this little outside gazebo area, and it was really cute. The only downside is that bonfire pit, like, why do the chairs catch fire? Every time I tried to light that thing, the chairs caught fire. And like, I've seen this happen to other people, and I've heard that it's, oh, you placed it too close. But like, I went and turned move objects off, and it still let me do it. So, why? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I don't do gameplay. And so it's really frustrating to be doing a fly through and then to have the announcement that your sim is on fire. And I'm just like, I don't care. They're really just here so I can do a fly through, guys. It's fine. Let them burn. And it's usually my sim self too. I'm vicious with my sim self though. So, you know, but I added a little bit of landscaping. I ended up cutting out a lot of it just because it's not super interesting. I went with a very organic type thing. I tried to really bring in some more of those rocks to kind of give it more of that, I guess, islandy feel, if that makes any sense. It doesn't really, but, you know, if you were here for me to make sense, why? You know it's not going to happen, so I do it. But yeah, I'm in a mood. I'm always in a mood. Let's be real. I'm always in a mood. But yeah, this fencing part was one of my favorites. I really wanted to make the fence look really run down, which is a little bit hard because it ends on those little like pillar post things, but I ended up adding in some of the like ancient ruin type things that we again got in Get Together because like everything good, like honestly this build could have pretty much just been a Get Together build. It's so weird. It's on Windenburg. It's the best pack. And I don't know why I'm going on about that, but I guess because it's just a recent revelation for me. Because people keep asking me what my favorite pack is. Why am I... So, I sound really bitter about that. I'm not. I think I'm just tired. I already streamed today for like over 4 hours. It was a long haul, but it was a really fun one. It was so much fun. But I just like trying to make this fence look as naturally run down as possible, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so. Ooh, I also put like there's a little section of fence that's just like perfect that you can see out of one of the living room windows. And I purposely put it there because I wanted you to be able to see it from the outside. I think this house has some really amazing views. I love it. But yeah, the little fence is it was in the bottom left corner. It took me too long to figure out which one was left and right. So, you know. But here's that kitchen I was talking about, where I had no idea what to do and I didn't want to put a wall there. And so I kind of like made a little nook for it. And I still didn't quite like how cornered off that made the build feel. So I took some windows and I put it in there to kind of give there some more see-through lines. And I think that really helped. I love this kitchen. This is probably my favorite kitchen that I've done in a very long time, because I really struggle with kitchens, and I struggle with living rooms, and I struggle with bathrooms, and I struggle with bedrooms. I'm not one for interior design as I am for exterior. I really am not. I should maybe do a build challenge for you guys, or a decor challenge where I build a shell of something and have you guys decorate it, and maybe I'll do a prize. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in that. Maybe for 4,000 subscribers, because I'm getting close on YouTube. I'm just like, okay guys, hi. I'm down with this. I can get jiggy with this. I regretted the words as they were coming out of my mouth, but they did anyways, and so now we're just gonna move on and move past. But I really love like the whole color scheme of this house. I love the neutral tones with the pops of teal. I end up putting in this, because we don't have a what's it called, an island countertop for the Jungle Adventure counters that I use in this. I kind of made my own using those tall tables that we got in Dine Out. And so I thought that was a really cute like continuation of the counter. I think I'm maybe about to place it right now. Yes, here it is. I loved it. So happy with how that turned out, and with the chairs just tying into the color scheme. And I just want to look at it because I'm really proud of it, because it makes sense to me. Because oftentimes when I build things, I'm just kind of like, okay. But it just made sense to me, and I just like how it looks. Let's move on. Let's move on. I said last week that I had a sad story from my childhood to tell. And apparently that's when the outro music started playing, and so somebody was like, oh, I thought you were playing sad music for your childhood tale. Oh my gosh. But basically, when I was in middle school, the only thing I wanted, I don't know why I wanted it, and I must not have made my want really like known or something. I'm pretty sure I told my mom, but I just wanted a Wii so I could play Just Dance. That's all I wanted. I'm saying that. It's probably not all I wanted. I was a very needy child. But for some reason, my mom was super against getting it for me. And I don't know why. I think it has something to do with my studies and whatever. But at the time, I was just very sad. And I just loved that game so much because I played it at my friend's house. And so here's where the sad story comes in. Because that in and of itself, that's fine. You know, I'm a kid who didn't get exactly what she wanted. No big deal. But the really funny part is I would take YouTube videos of the gameplay, people playing it, and I would hold two like TV or computer remotes in my hands, and I would pretend to play Just Dance to a YouTube video. And for some reason, looking back on that, it just tickles me so much that that's what I did. And I was just a sad little child pretending like they had a Wii. And I don't know why, but that story I needed to be told to the masses. But anyways, this other half of the living room, I had no idea what to do with, because this room is so big, and I just kind of like sectioned off a half of it, made a whole living room, and then I had a whole nother half of the room, and I'm like, but what do I do with that? I don't know. So that was a struggle. But I ended up figuring it out eventually. So, you know. But this is one of the guest rooms. This house ends up having four bedrooms. Girl, this has 4 bedrooms in it. Sorry. I just had a little revelation, because it's supposed to almost be like a summer home or something. It's not supposed to be that big, but there are 4 bedrooms in this. Wow. There's 2 bathrooms. How did I get 4 bedrooms in here? Good Lord. I just didn't even realize. But anyways, oh my gosh. This build does use my First Pet stuff pack, which I kind of have been trying to avoid in some of my other builds. Have I? I don't know. I'm so torn, because I did not have the moral dilemma of buying it per se, just because I knew I wanted it. I knew I was going to get it. So I got it. But like, I feel like it's one of those stuff packs that most people don't have. now. Like, it's the stuff pack. So I don't really know. Like, I almost feel, like, conflicted building with it because I feel like it's something that not everyone's going to have. And so I feel like that makes my builds inaccessible. And I mean, I tend to build with, like, all the stuff packs ever. But for some reason now, this one stuff pack, I'm like, am I allowed to use it, though? It's almost like building with CC in a way. If that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. But my favorite thing from that are the window shades. And I like to call them my sellout shades because I love them so much. And they're like... And I feel like a little bit of a sellout for buying the pack in a way, but I don't know. I probably shouldn't think about it this hard. I've thought about this way too much. I've talked about it a fair amount too much, but mostly I've just thought about it way too much, more than it needs to be thought about. Words. The moral of the story is that this build uses it. That's not a moral, though. I feel like we've taken the moral of the story to mean the summary of this story, which is not an accurate usage of the word the moral of the story. The moral of the story really should be don't be a sellout or something, but oh god, those dolls, those new little dolls from the Jungle Adventure Pack, they scare me. You know, I thought the flamingo in this game was bad, but those dolls really give the flamingo a run for its money. Okay, deep breaths. We are here. This ends up having like 2 kids' rooms and like 2 adult rooms technically. I don't know. The master bedroom ended up looking really like something a teenager would have, like a really cool teenager. Don't get me wrong. But so did also this bedroom down here, and so I almost feel like there are no adults. Maybe it's the kids' summer home. They hang out here, have wild kid parties. What am I even saying? But anyways, I have a yoga story. I know. I went back to yoga. I had been kind of avoiding it. I may or may not be doing yoga as you listen to this if you're watching this on the day I release it. Because I'm thinking, I'm not going to be doing yoga. I don't want to go to yoga. I'm not going to go to yoga tomorrow. There's the thought process. But I went on Thursday. So I went back. It was just... I'm wondering if I maybe need to find a different studio, because you guys have heard me talk about this studio a lot. It's always been the same one, and it just hasn't been as nice lately. Like, I don't know, like, the instructor used to be really good, but like, I feel like I spend half the class being like, why aren't we doing anything? Or like, why am I doing this thing that's really easy? And then I spend the other class going, ow, like, this hurts. And so I'm almost kind of like, maybe I need to find a different teacher or studio, because for some reason it's just not working for me. But there was a really funny moment. Okay, to preface this story, because all my stories need a preface. I am a very creaky person. With every step, I crack. I creak, I crunkle, I don't, what's that word mean? But yeah, so like, I've had roommates who would recognize my walk, like, they'd know I was up because they could hear me crack as I move. I just, like, did you hear that? I don't know if you could hear that, but that was both my knees. It doesn't hurt. Sorry if I've just grossed anyone out, because I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. Or really anyone. Does anyone enjoy hearing that noise? Do you? But I have really creaky knees. I don't know why. But I also tend to lock them, which is probably part of the problem. But so I'm like doing a pose. My knees are locked because I lock them always. And the instructor comes over and she's like, okay, Penelope, you need to unlock your knees. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I just barely like nudge my knees so that they unlock, and they both went crack. And like, the yoga room was like silent. She doesn't play music or anything, so it was just my knees going crack crack. And she looks at me, and I was like, my knees cracked. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, they always do that. Always. And she just kind of looked at me funny, and then she kept walking. And it's just like, oh my gosh, always and forever. They crack, they creak. They don't usually hurt though. Not usually. And they don't hurt because I've cracked them. Because like I've asked multiple doctors, because like it seems weird to me See, why am I talking about my health problems again? How did we get here? How did we get here? Yoga, I guess. But I've asked multiple doctors and they all say, well, does it hurt? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, then you're fine. So I don't know. I don't know. But here's one of those bathrooms that I don't really like building. This ended up being, I really liked how this room turned out. It's really girly. I think it's the traditionally like feminine. I think it's super adorable. I remember during stream, I did 2 different karaoke songs during this, because when people subscribe to me, that's when you pay money for. You don't have to pay to follow. When they subscribe to me, they get a chance to spin a wheel, and one of the glorious prizes is you get to pick what karaoke song I sing. And so I sang Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way, and I sang Moana's water song. I don't know what it's called. Sorry. I'm not super up to date on the new Disney stuff, to be honest. Like, it's a good movie, but I don't know. Now I am just mumbling. Goodness, it's because I ran out of talking points. And for once, I actually stayed on point. Like, I'm looking at all my talking points. I have all of them done, including the build ones. Right now, I'm just doing a sort of little, almost, like, sunroom type thing. I think it'd be really great, especially for, like, winter. It'd be kind of heated, and I just really like this, like, super modern, like, look to it on the outside. And then I end up doing some stuff for the back patio. And yeah, that's mostly this build in a 25-minute long nutshell. It took me a while, so getting it down to 25 minutes is not too bad. But I really hope that you enjoyed this ramble of a speed build. If you did, feel free to give me a like, a comment, or subscribe. Or if you're interested in being, panic. If you're interested in being notified as when my next build is, they are now every Sunday, not Saturday. I switched it. Be sure to subscribe so you get notified. But anyways, I hope you guys are all having a really great day. I hope your knees do not crack as much as mine do, because I don't know what's wrong with them. But anyways, have a really fantastic week, guys. I will see you next time. Bye!